Welcome back, everyone. My name is Keith AKA Uhfgood, and as most of you who are watching probably know, what I should say is for anybody that's new that hasn't seen any of my videos, I am building a 2D adventure game in 3D space. So essentially to be 3D, but it's not 3D. Actually, that's not entirely true. It'll be partially 3D, and I don't say 2.5D because I'm not doing this ambiguous dealing. Because what I'm going to do is the backgrounds are, instead of being 2D paintings, are I was just thinking I was going to do two. There's going to be two different ways that I do backgrounds, and um, let's see something here. Projection mapping. This is a projection mapping. Now this is supposed to turn real. Maybe it's camera mapping then. It's not projection mapping. Projection mapping has to do with projecting onto real buildings and odd objects. Camera mapping. See, Blender Guru, how do you do camera mapping? Here, I'll go ahead and I'll mute this.
G'day, this is Andrew Price here from...
Anyways, Blender Guru, it's pretty good, but you can see this. It looks like a 3D, it's moving in 3D space, but of course it's actually a 2D image. And that's actually pretty darn good. See, it's a 2D photo that they, and he's kind of showing you here what it's doing. So he separates the photo into pieces and then creates 3D geometry, and then puts the pieces of the photo as texture. And that's what I was thinking about doing for my games backgrounds. Is I would make some 2D art, and then I would kind of map it onto 3D geometry. The only thing is here that is that when you do that, you're still building 3D geometry. So you're still building a 3D model, or part of a model, to do that. So I was going to decide between this and actually doing like low poly. And I actually already showed some people this here already, but see something here. Let's go to library, and I don't know if I put it in my favorites recently though. Favorites. No, I didn't want to watch that. It's a body weight thing. Darn it! Quit doing that. View full playlist, because it makes it as a playlist. Subtext books like okay. How to study, workout, Armory3D, nav mesh, pathfinding. Let's see here. I should have the tree stump in here somewhere, and it shouldn't be that. Well, that's whatever that was deleted. So let's actually remove from favorites. Tim flips anyone can learn. Let's delete that. It's funny because I have some favorites that I added as favorites that are just no longer there. How come the tree stump isn't in my favorites? And how come there's only 52 videos here when... Okay, so maybe I don't know. I should put it in my favorites. Actually, in my favorites. See all my liked videos maybe? Because maybe it's in there. Okay. Liked. There's a lot of liked videos in here. Wait, so let's see. Let's see if I can find the stump. Dang it, I have to do this every single stupid time I want to pull this video up. And, no, I wasn't intending to pull the video up in the first place. Okay, forget that. Let's go to, let's go back to library. Let's go to grant edit tree stump. This one, which I actually showed you once, or you know. So let's actually put this in favorites, because this is one of my favorites, even if I don't use it the tutorial. Okay, so basically is this right, and that is that. Okay, so let's back it up, and I'll mute this for a second. And you see it looks like a kind of cool tree stump. It's in 3D, of course, and that's because it's a low poly model. And then what he does is, I guess Blender has some deal in here. Looks like he is, yeah, he's starting to paint. Okay, so it's using like a texture painting. I think it's in Blender already. And he's hand painting the textures. And when it's all done, it looks like what I showed you at first, right? It looks like this. So I'm thinking, okay, if I'm already going to build geometry for a 2D painting, which might look cool. I mean, I could just do it that ways. Still might be a good idea. I don't know. But there's going to be, you know, objects that the player interacts with, and the characters are going to be moving in a 3D space. They're going to be 2D animated. In other words, I'm going to draw on my graphics tablet. I'm going to draw all the frames out, and some of the stuff they interact with. But at the same time, the character can move behind, like say behind a table or behind some trees or in front of a table or in front of, you know, in front of the background. Let's go back to King's Quest. Oh, here, let's do it. Let's do this differently. Let's go to and actually, I don't even know why I'm spending this time kind of re-explaining this. I had a point to doing that, but I might as well continue on for this part of the video. But let's go to, I guess we'll just do an image search. King's Quest. We'll say 4. Space Quest. We'll say Space Quest 3. No, King's Quest 4. Quest 4 box art. Okay, and we'll go to images, and we'll show you King's Quest 4: The Perils of Rosella. That's actually a newer box. This is actually the box that I have is actually this one. This is actually a different box too, but this isn't the one I have. Actually, what is this one? Prototype game boxes. This is actually the actual one. Let's see, King's Quest 4. The Perils of Zilla. And apparently I've got a text, so just a sec. I don't have a pause feature in OBS right now. They still haven't put that in there, so 10 nuggets each, okay. God, stupid autocorrect crap. Okay. Yeah, I know. I should be a little bit more professional here, but you know, who said that I was ever professional, right? I'm still just in my early stages of my YouTube channel, really. So it's only been a few months at making these videos. Anyways, King's Quest IV: The Perils of Rosella box cover. I guess I just want to see the whole actual box here. But actually, I'd like to see the back of the box. Darn it, I pulled my own out, except for it's like, it's kind of a pain in the butt right now. Back of the box. There we go. It's the back of the box. Okay, view file. Over 3 megabytes of computer code, the largest computer game ever produced. Full-length cartoon introduction of the game. Approximately 10 minutes running time. Ooh. Nowadays, they crucify you if you got any more than, you know, like a couple of minute cutscene. Mini quests. This doesn't actually say it. Space Quest 3 might have said it. Anyways, they used to tout these as 3D games. Was my point. My point is that they used to call them 3D, and anyways, that's the way my cover looks like. And the what they meant by 3D was actually going around behind objects and in front of objects, because back then it was a real technical feat, right? You had to Sierra used a deal that they called priority bands, which basically has to do with how high up the screen the character is, and if they're within this band, this certain priority band, things were shown in front, drawn in front, or drawn behind. Anyways, so essentially, what I'm doing is kind of akin to that, sort of. And that is that the characters will be able to go behind, in front of, because it'll be in 3D space, like a 3D game. It'll be a 3D game, essentially, where the objects moves everywhere. But I will hand draw the characters, hand draw the sprites. So, I know this is going to be a little bit longer, but so what I'm getting at is what am I getting to? Sorry, this isn't very professional, but so basically I'm going to be doing everything in 3D space, 2D and 3D, essentially. And yeah, what I was going to get back to is, instead of camera mapping, because I have to do the geometry anyways, I'm thinking about doing this low poly style, where I hand paint the backgrounds. So it'll look sort of okay with the cartoon stuff. It'll match into the cartoon somewhat. Obviously, a 3D background doesn't match with a 2D cartoon as well, but that's because sometimes you want the 2D cartoon to stand out. But because I'm not trying to make the textures a realistic style and more like this, doing them low poly and doing the hand painted textures so they look like, it looks like a painting, but then it moves in parallax when you move the camera. So that's how I'm going to be doing it. So I'm before I was going to test both methods to see what I liked better, and so I'm still thinking this was my main choice to begin with. So basically, I'm going to be doing 3D models, and so I was looking at the Godot tutorials and the Unity tutorials, and I don't know, the Unity, it might not be easier, but the tutorials that I saw were a lot more robust and plain speaking and step by step, and there seems to be a lot more than Godot. So Godot might be kind of fallen by the wayside. And then up next, and actually in the next video, I'm going to be I'm going to be uh, uh, installing Unreal Engine, and we'll see how that works, and I'll delve a little bit into that. So I would say thank you for watching. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, share, and all that stuff. You're supposed to say that. I don't really have anything just yet, but when my game really gets going, you'll probably want to do that if you like what I'm doing. So at least thank you for watching. I mean, I know there's a few of you that watch, and so I will see you in the next video.